Oh, hey, Tommy.
Brian, how's it going?
Good. I thought while you were in your car that you could be introduced to some Pat Metheny.
Yes. I think I need some Pat Metheny right now.
Okay. Here we go.
That was a sick jam session right there.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah.
yeah, that was wonderful.
He's one of my favorite guitar players, and I would say he's probably, well, no, I wouldn't even say probably. He's one of the best jazz guitar players ever.
Yes.
He is.
To me, as far as him, I call that having a lot to say, and
Mm,
having a lot to say musically. And I think there's a creative aspect to that is something that's inherent, but also it's not just pure creativity. Having a lot to say musically when you solo is also having honed in on your craft and learned a bunch of things.
mm.
Learned a bunch of tools and practiced them so much that you have access to certain riffs and licks that you like. And having done that so many times with so many different, a huge corpus of licks that you can just access, like you have no trouble accessing them.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Super. His playing is so fluid, and he's like you're saying, he's accessing all this stuff, and it's just flowing.
yes.
Makes it. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's just I think having a lot to say, like an incredible amount to say, like he did right there, is a mix of course, creativity, extreme creativity, but also extreme skill that he's built and developed, and a huge amount of things he's learned on the guitar.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so he also did a lot of what we musicians call playing outside.
Explain.
I think I've told you a little bit about this, but playing outside is short for playing outside of the changes. And
Mm,
I think we've heard solos where the soloist seems like he stays pretty vanilla. He stays pretty within like the chords, and you didn't hear anything that sounded crazy.
mm-hmm.
That's called playing inside the changes. And as far as musicians go, it's recommended that you learn how to play in the changes before you learn how to play out of the changes. When you play out of the changes, that means you're playing notes that aren't a part of the chord or scale that's currently happening in the moment. And so, um,
It
playing out
sounds
of
like that would be easy for that to go wrong.
yeah, it's very easy for it to go wrong because when you go out of the changes, it's an immediate shock to the ear. And musicians, the hardest part about doing that is transitioning back into the changes.
Hmm.
You have to be a master at transitioning smoothly flowing back into it without the person even really noticing what happened.
Right.
And he played out of the changes a lot, but in a beautiful way. Yeah, he had never ending ideas, which was
Mm-hmm.
refreshing, and it kept you engaged the whole time, even though the instrumentation and in the solo didn't change. The textures didn't
Right.
really change. It was just a guitar solo with the band playing stuff. His ideas were so persistent and awesome that it didn't even matter that nothing huge was changing in the instrumentation. That his ideas were enough new material to keep us stimulated.
Right.
Which that's really hard to do right there. If
Yeah.
a lot of times bands will rely on textural changes, instrumental changes, like maybe the whole band stops playing and then the bass and the guitar player and the piano player keep going for a second. Or you know what I mean? But that was pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the same texture the whole time,
Yeah.
instrumental. And you have to be a heck of a good soloist to be able to keep it interesting. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He writes all the music too, so it's
Okay.
yeah.
And then we have the beautiful melody. It was something like. something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's something called, even within that melody and the chords, that's called modal interchange, which I've talked to you about before.
Mm-hmm.
On the second chord, he immediately went to a different mode. Um, so it went from this type of sound. I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have this with me. This wasn't planned. Um, so he went from this kind of sound to this mode. Or maybe it was even this. So from the first to the second chords, the mode changed, which is that's jazz right there. That's jazz.
Right.
So
I think I'm going to require you to bring that little keyboard everywhere now for every episode.
that's funny. Yeah, I only have it because I used it with my piano students today, and
Oh, perfect.
yeah. So
Good timing. Cool.
that
So okay. So overall, what do you think of Pat Metheny?
I think Pat Metheny has incredible hair.
Mm.
He is obviously an incredible guitar player. He obviously can create an incredible song with him just soloing the whole time, which very few people can do. It was a very unique instrumentation. I would compliment his instrumentation for being unique. The
Yeah.
horns, the cool synthesizer sounds. So I'm gonna summarize. He's a cool cat. He's a cool cat.
That fits.
Yes.
That fits. All right, Pat. Good job.
Yes.